once the market crashed, I was like, oh my God, we're losing all this money. And I was obsessed over it, totally obsessed over it. And I realized over time, I was like, you know what? We're going to be living here for like so many years, like years to come. Why am I freaking out over this? Because the market always rebounds. And you know what? It did. I can't believe I'm saying this. Now is the time to buy a house. Oh, yes. If you've been sitting on the fence or if you pulled yourself out of the market, I think it's time to come back in. The water's fine. And the shift isn't all that bad, folks. I think we're headed towards a positive direction. So let's get into this right now and let's just get started. Welcome back to my channel. If you're here for your dose of real estate reality, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. My name is Jackie Baker. I am a real estate agent here in Northern New Jersey, and I talk about all things real estate and also about New Jersey. If you like the content today, could you do me a big, huge favor and just hit the like button? And you know what? It can't hurt to subscribe either. No, because I think you'll like the content that I put out here. So do yourself a favor and hit the subscribe button. If you've been watching me for the past several weeks, you know I've been talking about the market shift, and it's happened. It's here. We know it. It's definitely changing, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm kind of relieved about that. I am. The last 2 years, I had really good years in real estate, but they were the hardest I've ever worked in. When I tell you the stress that we as agents have gone through for our clients, and just watching our clients and the stress that they were going through, really, really difficult. So knowing that this shift is happening, things are starting to slow down, it's like we have like a big sigh of relief. Like, okay, we could be going back to a normal market right now. And that's fine by me because I think it's needed. We really need it. So even though we're just coming into this right now, people are still thinking, I'm not buying a house. There's still a lot of uncertainty out there. There's no way. I'm not doing it. I'm here to kind of calm your fears a little bit. So I'm going to talk about 4 different things here, reasons why you're thinking you shouldn't be buying. And I'm going to play devil's advocate and tell you why you should be buying. So let's get into this. So first of all, I want to point something out. They did a recent Gallup poll, and they found that only 30% of Americans feel that it's a good time to buy a house. That's the first time that number has been below 50% since 1978. Yeah, people are feeling that we are on hard times. This is, God knows what's going to happen. We have a recession coming. I'm going to get into all that right now. I'm going to tell you that it still is a good time to buy. And don't come at me because you're saying that because you're a real estate agent. No, I'm not. I'm saying this as me personally. Look, I just bought 2 investment properties over the past year. And my last investment property I just bought a couple months ago. And I didn't pay a super low rate. I didn't. But you know what? I saw the opportunity. And, investing in real estate, I'm going to tell you it's the way to go. So I'm going to talk to you about 4 things why I think you should be buying a house right now. Now, I did get some of this information off my favorite website. This is like my new favorite website, fortune.com. I'm going to put the link in the article down in the description box. You should really check it out. But I totally agree with everything that they're saying here in fortune.com. I think this is really good information. So let's talk about this. Okay, the number 1 reason why you should be buying, rents are rising. A lot of people are still saying, I want to rent. I'm not going to buy. I can't afford it. Or can you? Rents are still going up, guys. And you can pay a mortgage payment that'd be cheaper than paying rent. And you're paying your mortgage. You're building equity. And you're not paying a landlord's mortgage off by paying him an astronomical rent. This is the number 1 thing everyone tells me. It's like, oh, I'm just going to rent. I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't. If you have the money to put down on a house and enough to cover your closing costs, I think you're better off investing that into a home, have a lower payment than you would for rent. And then you can also write off the interest and you can write off the property taxes too. So there's a lot of financial benefits to owning your own home. So that's one thing I'm going to totally dispute. If people are saying that they feel renting is better, no, it's not.
It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard.
Number 2, people are fearful about how are they going to afford these payments? Oh my God, the payments are so high. How am I going to afford it? Let me tell you a little story. Back in 1998, my husband and I bought our first house. I was in those, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh my God, how are we going to do this? I was freaking out. We're buying this 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath colonial. We're We were like freaking totally, like, how are we going to pay for this? One thing my father told me, he said, you got to remember your monthly payments, with the exception of your taxes. Now, every year your property taxes are going to go up. And if your taxes are incorporated with your mortgage payment, that's when your payment will be a little bit higher because of the taxes. In general, your principal and interest are going to remain the same over 30 years. It's never going to go up, but your income should be going up. You're going to get raises, right? You probably get promotions. You may take on a better paying job. So your income is going to grow over time. So your mortgage payment stays the same. And when he said that to me, I was like, you know what? Oh my God, I'm so stupid. I didn't even like think about that. But he was right. He was so right. Keep that in mind when you're buying your house and you're fretting over like making these payments. Your income is going to or should grow over time. Number 3, let's talk about this so-called recession. This is a big thing I get all the time, and this is why people are afraid to buy. People are still convinced this upcoming recession is going to cause a housing crash. And if I keep seeing more clickbait out there about the housing crash is coming, the world's going to end, I'm so over that.
That's the funniest damn thing I've ever heard.
I'm so over that because it's not true. The market is not going to crash. I want to share a little data with you. You're going to find this very interesting. I have a chart here. This is really interesting. Since 1987, I want you all to take a guess. How many times do you think housing prices fell over the last 35 years? Take a wild guess. I'll wait. They fell twice over 35 years. Once they fell in 1990, prices dropped about 2%. And then, of course, prices dropped beginning in 2006 through 2012. Prices dropped 26%. I know, that was a killer. But other than that, no, they haven't dropped. And during recessions, historically, prices still continue to rise on houses. Maybe not like what we've seen over the past 2 years, but they typically do go up. If you're thinking you're going to buy this house today and then tomorrow it's going to drop by $100,000 because all of a sudden we go into a recession, you need to stop clicking on the clickbait that's on the internet. No, that's not going to happen. But a little disclaimer here, just in case I just want to, cover myself here. If there's like a major economic blow up in the world, like, something like that happens, maybe we could see that. I mean, look, it's possible that high interest rates in a recession, it's going to cause prices to drop, but not like what we saw in 2006. And if you want to go back to those last 2 videos that I did regarding the market shift, and I also talk about what happened during 2006 and 2008 when all hell broke loose and the prices plummeted. It was a much different scenario than what we're dealing with right now. What we've had the last 2 years was a true supply and demand situation, which drove the prices up. No supply, high demand. That's what caused these prices to increase. Economics 101, people. This is what I've been talking about for the past 2 years. So if you're fearful about a recession coming, just know historically, except for that period in 2008, they don't decrease by much, and they do end up coming back, and they will continue to rise. So another thing I want to say about a recession on a positive. So if you bought your house today and you paid like 5.5% interest rate, once we go into a recession, over time, the feds are going to lower the rates. So your mortgage rates are going to come back down, and then you can refinance and lower your monthly payment. So let's not look at recession as like, this is a horrible thing and I'm going to lose all my money and all hell's going to break loose. That's not what's going to happen. It's not. And you got to look at that recession as a time of like a kind of like resetting, right? We're long overdue for it. Long overdue for a recession. So when it does come and those rates do come back down, take advantage of it and refinance at that time. Okay, number 4, don't look at buying a house like you're investing in stocks. Okay, what do I mean by that? Now, what some people do is they obsess over the fact when they buy a house, this is an investment. Yeah, it's an investment for sure, but it's also your home. If you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to buy because I'm afraid I'm going to lose all this money, but you need a place to live. You need a place to call home and to raise your family and to, establish roots. That's how you have to look at it. And I'm speaking from experience. So my husband and I bought our house in 1998. Once we got into the early 2000s and the market started going up and up, the price of our home our value, like, I'm not kidding you, it doubled. It doubled because we ended up refinancing. And when the appraiser did the appraisal, I couldn't believe how much our house was worth. Once the market crashed, I was like, oh my God, we're losing all this money. And I was obsessed over it, totally obsessed over it. And I realized over time, I was like, you know what? We're going to be living here for like so many years, like years to come. Why am I freaking out over this? Because the market always rebounds. And you know what? It did. We sold the house like 12 years later and we made money. We had equity in home and we walked away with some money. So you have to look at this. You're buying this house as a long-term investment. This is your forever home. Okay. You're going to be there 20 years, maybe more. So when you go to sell that house, you are going to make money back on it. So you have to look at it as a long-term investment. Do not look at it as you just bought stock in Tesla or Amazon and you're going to watch it fluctuate day by day. Oh my God, don't do that to yourself. Don't do it. So if you're on the fence about buying a house, I hope this information will kind of help you get off the fence and feel a little bit more comfortable about going into buying a house now. If you have any questions, you need help finding an agent, I'm totally here to help you with that. And if you're in New Jersey, you want to talk to me about helping you find a home, be happy to help you with that too. So while you're at it, check out these videos over here. Really good information. I think you're going to love them. And I so appreciate you being here today. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Jackie Baker with Coldwell Banker Realty, and I will see you next time.